Hello friends, and welcome to today's video. In today's video, I'm going to share two beautiful stones from Caesarstone that are very popular at the moment. They're very warm neutrals, but they have a particular undertone. It's quite complex and you really need to test that before you commit to do anything with your kitchen. One it's called Alpine Mist and the other one it's called Adamina. Both of them share the same undertone. One is lighter, one is a bit darker in a color. And the reason I want to show you how I test this and how important this stage is because it will determine what splashback you can have, what wall paint color you're going to have. And if you are not testing, it can be quite deceiving and you can pick another undertone that to you looks similar. That's why neutrals always have to be tested. Always. You literally can't guess them. Even after 15 years of working, I always test. I never ever guess. Obviously with some materials I have already tested them and worked with them, but with this particular stone, it's brand new. Let's test it together. I have already used them and worked with it. So first stone we're going to test, it's Alpine Mist. So these are my beiges with the green undertone. Beautiful, timeless undertone. I would highly encourage you to create kitchen and spaces using this particular undertone, because if you do it well, it is timeless. I have tested a couple of samples from Luminex and Polytech and none of them really work well because the color in these stones, it's either light or it's a bit dark. They don't have that mid-range when it comes to color. So the best with these stones, if you're investing money in renovating, it's to have a two-pack kitchen. It really is. So you would test it like this. And as you can see, this particular color resonates the best with this stone. It is literally match made in heaven, like it's identical. So I'm going to show you. Can you see? Yeah, perfect. It's absolutely beautiful. They have exactly the same undertone and it would look absolutely stunning in your space. Now, I don't have here in my studio any splashback with this particular undertone, but what you would do is you would take this and you would go shopping and you would test every single tile that you like and see if it has a beige with the green undertone. All these neutrals that I have and that I test are in my online course. I share them with my students. So when you go shopping and when you need tests, you have it all there. So if you would like to learn, feel free to have a look. So this would be your color. Also depends of the design of your kitchen, the style of your kitchen. You would have this on your upper and your lower cabinets, for example. Then your wall paint color in your kitchen should be exactly the same. If it's a little bit too strong, you can definitely go a little bit lighter. You can play with the strengths of this color, but the undertone remains the same. That's the beauty of it. Now there's a little bit of white veins going through. It's a lovely warm white. Beiges with green undertone, they love warm white. So there's definitely a warm white that would also work really lovely with this stone. Now if you would like to have tiles on your floor, you would have to again take this sample and go and test them and match your stone, and your tiles have to have the same undertone as well as your splashback. If you're having a flooring, you can have light, you can have dark. It doesn't really matter because all you're doing is creating a lovely contrast. Now as for your metal, you can have brushed nickel, you can have gold. It's totally up to you what you would like. You can also create on your island bench. You can, for example, use a bit of wood if you want. You don't have to. With this stone, I wouldn't because it's so beautiful. If you do that whole kitchen in this beautiful beige green undertone, it would stand the test of time and it would be timeless for years to come, especially one with the profiles, kitchens with the profiles. Even the one that are just flat would look really lovely. But when you nail the neutrals and when you pick everything to perfection, it just looks stunning. And then your hardware brings, that elegance. It's almost like lovely earrings on a woman. You just bring that. With this particular undertone, brushed nickel and brushed gold work really, really well. Just make sure if you're having any wood, that your wood and your cabinets have exactly the same undertone. So you have to test that really well. And as for your windows, that is very important, especially if you're building a new home or if you are renovating. You have to pay attention to your windows because they will be inside your home and they will be in your kitchen. So they also have to relate to your undertone. So can you have black? Yes, you can have black, but then you also have to have black. So what I'm seeing at the moment, and the reason I decided to create this video, people are really struggling because everyone has black windows. Everyone. It's almost like nothing else existed but the black windows. White windows work really well with this concept, and we're going into that beautiful, airy, soft, warm neutrals. So people can't commit to white windows because they haven't seen a lot of it, but they will now because we're going into that trend. White windows are timeless. You have nothing to worry about. They will always look amazing no matter what you introduce in your home. Now, that is one way of doing this. So that would be with that particular stone. Now let's go into Adamina. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. This particular stone has a little bit more depth. You can Google it and see, but the most important thing, you always have to go inside the Caesar stone and really have a look what this stone looks like. That is the best. And now I'm going to show you, I have here a couple of different beige with a green undertone. So you would again put all these lovely colors together. Let me see what I'm doing. Put your stone is horizontal, your cabinets are vertical, and you will always test and see which color resonates the best. And this particular color works like a dream with this stone. So if you would be having a 2-pack kitchen, this would be your paint color. It has a little bit more depth that with this stone, and it works like magic. Then you would go shopping with this beautiful color, find your perfect tiles. You can also continue with this stone. This stone doesn't have any movement, so I would not continue on with this stone because it would look a little bit bland. I would definitely go and find a lovely tile. I think it would just work with this stone really nicely. With this stone, Alpine Mist has movement, and it would work really well as a splashback. So when you have a stone that has a bit of movement, don't introduce a splashback that also has a movement. Keep that simple. But for example, if you have a stone that is quite, neutral, there's no movement, then you can go and pick a tile that has a little bit of movement. So create that. Now that we know that we have a lovely beige with a green undertone, now for the rest of your space, for example, if you have a carpet next door in your living room, again, you would go and test. Same thing you would do. You will have your samples if you join my course, and you will test and see this particular rug also has a beige with a green undertone, and it works beautifully with your neutrals. So that would be an option. And let's say in your kitchen you have a lovely window. Again, I have tested this. This is also beautiful beige with a green undertone, and it would work beautifully with the both of these stones because it has the same undertone. So as you can see, it's a beautiful timeless undertone. It works really well with all the other undertones. So if you want to introduce gray with the blue undertone, if you want to introduce violet, works like a dream. So that would be it for me in this video lesson. I hope you have learned something new, and I will see you in another one. Ciao for now.